I admit it, I went against my better judgment. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I knew it would be shit. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and yeah, I just got back from the theaters after seeing The Darkest Minds. This is a 2018 film that is directed by Jennifer Yee Nelson. It's based off of a bunch of novels, I assume with the same name, so I'm not going to judge the books. I'm not. If anybody out there has read the books, please let me know what those are like, if those are written just as bad as the crap fest that I'm about to talk about. This movie, it's even funnier because I saw an interview just a few hours ago before I saw the film where the director and the writer talked about how, oh, this isn't just your typical young adult movie that you've seen 100 times over. This isn't an X-Men movie. Bullshit! Bullshit on both accounts. The plot is you see this disease that wipes out a bunch of kids across the country, and most of them die, but the ones who survive end up having abilities, end up having powers like mutants, like X-Men. So you see the government facility come in and swoop up all of these surviving kids, and they spread them out in classes. Oh, this one is green because his abilities is that he's super smart. Oh, this one is blue because they have telekinesis. This one is orange because they're super ultra mega dangerous and can do a whole bunch of shit. So you follow this girl Ruby, who her and along with a couple other survivors are trying to outrun so many damn people. This film is so convoluted, so all over the place, so filled with cliche galore. It's obviously a young adult property. Obviously, the fact that you're trying to say it's not is laughable. This is more teeny boppy, story-wise, character-wise, writing-wise. The dialogue is atrocious. It's written for 14-year-old kids. It's not as bad as that Chloe Grace Moretz film that came out a couple of years ago, The Fifth Wave. Remember how horrible that was? It's not that level of bad, but I'm still debating with myself whether or not it's bad or better than the Divergent movies. I don't know. It's around that same realm. Let's talk about the actors really quick. Amanda Steenberg, I think is how you say her name. She plays the main character, Ruby. I do like this actress. I first remember seeing her in the first Hunger Games. Rue, remember her? Well, she's a little older now. She's playing the 16-year-old girl. I did find it odd that the younger version of her, like the 10-year-old version of her, was played by a really black chick. And then when she grows up to be her, she's light-skinned. It's like, you couldn't make her look a little more like the girl that she's going to be when she's grown up. Either way, her story, sure, is one of the most tragic ones, but it's hard for me to connect to her. It's hard for me to connect to her backstory, her losing her parents, and just everything that goes along with that, because it moves along so fast, and you might say, well, that's a good thing. We're not wasting time. We're not being bored. Maybe in one sense, sure, you're not bored, but you don't have any time to connect to the characters. You don't have any time to become invested in the characters. You don't have any time to care about what they're going through, what angst they might be feeling when she comes into contact with the other teenagers who also have abilities. Liam is played by Harris Dickinson, and when you see him, you instantly go, all right, the guy she's going to fall in love with. Why? Because it's not going to be the black kid. I mean, I would be okay with that, but it's just, that's how movies are. No, the black kid, Chubbs, who I did like. I like this actor, Skyland Brooks. He was comical, he was amusing, but you're never going to see a film do something like that. So you have this Liam guy who I didn't dislike. He was fine. It was just your typical, oh, I'm the good-looking guy who's here to show his affection for the main girl and to do everything for her, even though I just met her yesterday. And But what bothered me the most is that, of course, it's like a checklist of every cliched moment, every cliched story point that you've seen in all of these young adult stories, from Twilight to Hunger Games to Divergent and all of the lesser ones from there on out, even Maze Runner. I've seen so many of them at this point. More that I'm forgetting. The moment when they create a love triangle, in the theater, I almost laughed out loud. There wasn't that many people in the theater, so I probably should have, just for the hell of it. But I laughed out loud, like I couldn't believe they were really doing this. There's a character, Clancy Gray, played by Patrick Gibson, who, I'm just gonna say it, he's the villain. It's so blatantly obvious as soon as you meet him that he's gonna be the villain. I don't even care that I'm spoiling the hell out of it. There's another girl, Zoo, played by Maya Keach, and I liked her, but she doesn't say a word through the movie. She's like mute, and maybe that's why I liked her, because the dialogue was so bad. She's not saying any of this dialogue, so you almost connect to her more than any of the other ones. Mandy Moore is randomly in this movie just because. The film is trying to be about something. It's trying to, I shouldn't say trying to. Maybe this message was just in the books already. The message of, oh, we're all separating us, dividing us by class, but really we should all be united. We should all work together. Use these powers as a metaphor for race. And sure, that's there subtly, but it should have been smarter about it. It could have been something. This film sucks. It sucks on a lot of levels, just writing wise, directing wise. The acting isn't great, but these are young kids, so I don't want to be too harsh. Let me not forget to mention this character, Lady Jane, who the idea is that because the government is looking for these kids with abilities, there's also other people who are almost for hire. And Gwendolyn Christie plays Lady Jane. Yes, Gwendolyn Christie from Star Wars, from Game of Thrones. This is a good actress. I could not believe the thankless role that they put her in. It's barely a role. For people who complain that she didn't do anything as Captain Phasma, just watch this movie. It's, wow, such a waste of talent. I'm gonna give this film some old bullshit.
That's some old bullshit.
Who knows? Maybe if this came out when I was 15, I would have liked it. Who knows? But thank God I'm not that young and dumb anymore. Let me know in the comments below if you, for whatever reason, saw this film, or if you read the books. What do you think of this material? Like, comment, subscribe. I wasted my time. Later.